Now for NTI Week 4, we are on Financial Literacy Unit 1, Lesson 3. It's called Financial Goals. So let's look at this mastery test. Alright, it says Spencer is working with his financial advisor to create some personal finance goals for the next year. One of his goals is to reduce the amount of debt he has. Which statement could make his goal specific and timely? And it says the answer is he should focus on just his student loan debt and give himself a deadline of 5 years. Cassie's latest financial goal is to eliminate her credit card debt. She has about $5,000 in credit card debt. She determines that she can afford to make monthly payments of about $500. To track her progress, she plans to create a graph to model her situation. How should Cassie label and scale her graph? Okay, on the x-axis, she should label months. So 0 to 12, there's 12 months in a year. On the y-axis, it should be from 0 to 8,000, labeled as total debt. So the debt depends on the months. So the months goes on the x-axis, total debt goes on the y-axis. Which statement describes a measurable financial goal? Transfer $50 per month into a savings account. Victor is saving for a used car that cost $8,000. He plans to save $500 every month. Which graph has the most appropriate axis scales and labels for this situation? And the answer looks like this. Months go on the bottom. Total savings goes on the side, on the y-axis. That's what your answer looks like. Let's see what the other choices looked like. Well, it doesn't want to let me scroll down. There we go. That one says days. That one says years. That's not right. It should say, the one that's correct should say months. Okay, next. Peter is saving for a down payment of $50,000 for a new home. Yesterday, he created an equation that models his current savings plan to determine how long it will take him to reach his goal. In his model, Y represents the total amount saved and X represents the number of months since yesterday. Which statement is true? And there's the graph he's made, his equation he's made up, and the answer is Peter used the division property of equality in step 4. Peter used the division property of equality in step 4. Marcel's financial goal is to purchase a house. To make Marcel's financial goal of purchasing a house a specific goal, he can focus on saving for a down payment. Next, Marcel can make his goal timely by giving himself a deadline. Lastly, Marcel can make his financial goal measurable by tracking the amount of money he saves each month. Elani signed up for an installment plan with 0% interest to purchase a new couch that cost $770. She creates an equation to model the situation where X represents the number of months and Y represents the balance of the installment account. Y equals 770, subtract 55X. Determine the missing steps and justifications in the solution. Alright, so I got this. Let's see what we're supposed to do. Alright, so here's what your answer looks like. They have a check mark here on subtraction property of equality. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. They've got a check mark here on simplification. I guess because right here, 770 subtract 770 is nothing. So there's just negative 55x here. They got a check mark here on division property of equality. They're dividing by negative 55 on both sides. And then here they've simplified. Negative 55 divided by negative 55 is just x. So this is what your answer looks like. Okay, next question. Harry is reviewing his finances. He compiled a list of expenses and income. Which bar chart that accurately represents Harry's situation? Let's see. The check mark is on this one. The expenses go up to, it looks like about $2,300, and the income goes up to $3,000. All right, next. These are Helen's top 3 financial goals. Create an emergency fund, save for a new guitar, and invest in her company's stock. Select one attribute that matches each goal. Create an emergency fund by next fall is timely. Save $50 per month to purchase a new guitar is measurable. Invest $130 in company stock is specific. And our last one. Regina's teacher recently gave her a homework assignment on solving equations. Since she has been thinking about saving for a new cell phone, she decided to use the assignment as an opportunity to model a savings plan. She created this equation to model the situation. In it, Y represents the total amount saved for the new cell phone. 74 is the amount of money she has now. 40 is the amount of money she saves each month for the phone, and X represents the number of months since she started saving a regular amount. So the equation says 74 plus 40x equals Y. She then solved the equation to determine how many months she'd need to save to have enough to purchase the new cell phone. Review her work and select the error. Alright, so here's what it looks like. And they have a check mark on multiplication property of equality, because she wasn't multiplying right here, she's dividing. So that's the mistake, multiplication property of equality. So this is help with Unit 1, Lesson 3, that's called Financial Goals.